off against non-league opponent, Greater Low Nashoba Valley Tech. Somerville leads the way to ensure sporting events are safe and enthusiastic. Please give honor and respect to student athletes, coaches, officials, families, and fans during tonight's game. Not only your part to ensure Somerville athletic events are safe and positive, they result in being told to leave and be banned from local sporting events. And now a song out for Greater Low Nashoba Tech. At lightweight number 9, Ryan Walsh. At center number 3, Sal Arena. At left wing number 21, Brody. On defense number 8, Nolan Mann. On defense number 15, James Conway. And in goal number 1, Michael Daniel. Now the starting lineup for yours. Come on! At right wing, number 11, Braden Hart. At center, number 5, assistant captain, Pasquale Candelino. At left wing, number 6, Ben Nicolo. On defense, number 19, Ryan Antonelli. And on defense, number 14, Captain Shane Doe. Between the Vikings, number 1, Colin Donovan. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's attention is given to the incredible teachers and staff of the city of Somerville. Together, the SHS hockey team has chosen 4 teachers who have made lasting impact on their lives. This evening is about celebrating not only those who are martial educators, but all the dedicated professionals throughout the city. Tonight we would like to honor and thank, nominated by Senior Pasquale Candelino, Matt Walden. Each of these teachers who has inspired enthusiasm and commitment to make America proud. Nominated by the junior class, Daniel Thompson, for his unwavering support and encouragement, always pushing students to achieve their best. Nominated by the sophomore class, Gino Glenn for his intuitive teaching methods and dedication to fostering a love for learning. And nominated by the freshman class, Jim McGrath for his kindness and patience, making every student to the value of learning. Your dedication, passion, and positive influence are deeply appreciated. You have touched the lives of so many students, and we are immensely grateful for all that you do. Thank you to all of our teachers and staff. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask you to please rise to your legal and remove your hats as we honor America with the flag of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome inside the Veterans Memorial Ice Arena, where we bring you Highlander hockey on Somerville Ed TV as the Highlanders get down the stretch here in this 2025-26 season. The second of two games remaining here on home ice as they get to the end of this regular season. Trying to finish off strong on a season that's featured a lot of growth and development. Coming in at 3-14 this year and coming off of a win, their third win on home ice. They picked up a 3-2 win over Everett last time in this building back on February the 6th, taking on a Nashoba Tech team that is composed of skaters from three different schools in this co-op group, from Nashoba Valley, Greater Lowell, and Greater Lawrence. They come in 9-8-1 on the season, looking to string together some consistency. They've won their last two after a four-game winless skid. They'll start with Sal Arena centering Ryan Walsh and Brody Simmons on the wing. James Conway and Nolan Mann start out on defense in front of Michael Dango, the senior, in net. For the Highlanders, it'll be Pasquale Candolino, their lone senior. He centers Benjamin DiCarlo and Braden Hart, with Shane Doe and Ryan Antonelli starting out on defense in front of the freshman Colin Donovan, who gets another call in between the pipes for the Highlanders as we're underway here on Somerville Ed TV. And Braden Hart carries this puck in, looking to get something started for the Highlanders early as he got upended in below the goal line off the stick of Salarina. A long shot walked down in front off the stick of Shane Doe, and the Wolves can get to it and gain the line here. Simmons able to filter a pass through. A backhand try from Arena went off the side of the net. Laid around the boards. Brody Simmons up to the point. Filtered in deep by Conway around the wall. Candolino to pick it up, but he skated right into Ryan Walsh. Able to fight his way up through center ice, protecting that puck and looking to dump it in deep. He'll get enough of it on the backhand as the Highlanders get an early change in the opening minute. Long stretch pass broken up by Caden Martell. Forces the Wolves back as they'll get a touch in and get a change at their own bench. Swung up the near side wing, Kyle Antonelli. And his pass nearly intercepted. Zach Gagnon will drop it back into his own zone. Jackson Ferreira tried to play that up the far side wing, but he didn't get a touch, and it's an early icing on the Wolves. That'll look to set things up in the attacking zone here for the Highlanders, who would love to grab a lead here early on home ice. Happy to have you with us here on this Monday evening. Tyler Aragao flying solo here from the vet. No Todd Harmon with us this evening. Happy to hear that Todd had made it safely to Chicago. So the Highlanders sweep this puck in. We'll hope to have him back with us on Wednesday when we close things out here at home in this regular season. Highlanders with not that much remaining on their slate as Kareem Diallo was able to get that puck out of his own zone. It's grabbed and dumped in deep by Kyle Antonelli. The Highlanders will change. Nobody there yet to establish a forecheck. Candolino was fresh onto the ice. They move the puck away from him. It's held in at the line by Martell. DiCarlo in a battle along the boards. Candolino coming in with a stick lift, trying to get that puck free. Martell couldn't hold it there at the line, and the Wolves finally able to get this puck out. Good step up there on the hit coming from Brian O'Connell. Puck chopped over to the boards. Candolino has it. Trying to skate out of danger. It's Shane Doe who's able to turn out through neutral ice. Puck played off the boards. Candolino stood up there on a hit from Patrick Winward. As the Wolves dump this in, it'll be icing. As the Highlanders try to avoid getting into some problems in their own zone defensively, they're able to get pucks out without running into too much trouble. Faceoff's going to come down to the left-hand side of Michael Dango, the senior, in net. Zowski around the net and around the glass and out. It'll be a foot race down the ice. Simmons is going to get to this puck first, looking to center. Put it through the skates of Kyle Antonelli and all the way back into neutral ice. Grabbed inside the line. Martel off the boards and out. Zosky turns it onto the stick of Salarina, back into his own zone. He'll stop up. Martel steps up onto the pass there, trying to slow down Ryan Walsh, who squeezed that ahead for Simmons, finishing off a hit there in front of the Highlander bench. Kyle Antonelli able to gain the red line and dump a puck in deep. Highlanders getting some fresh bodies out onto the ice here as we're nearly 4 minutes into the first. Sent back down the ice by DiCarlo, and that'll be an icing on Somerville. Highlanders with only 2 games to go after today's contest. They'll see Methuen here at home on Wednesday. And they'll close things out on the road at Haverhill. As this puck pinned up in the near side corner. Braden Hart was in there. Now he'll free himself from the pile. As it's taken here by Arena. Gets it back from Simmons in deep. Has a man up at the point, but it gets through Conway, and he's got to track this all the way down. Mango's out of the goal. He'll send it up the boards. Highlanders couldn't cut it off. Taken back by Shane Doe, but given away. Wolves making changes behind. Arena couldn't enter the zone 1-on-4. And a late whistle here for offside as Logan Betancourt was trying to attack the line quickly. Wolves were making a change behind, and Salarina hard to contend there, going 1 against 4. The Highlanders were able to stack things up inside the blue line. 10:19 to go, first period. No score here from the vet. As the Highlanders win this face-off, it's banked ahead. Antonelli's pass slowed down by Betancourt. It nearly was filtered towards goal by Kareem Diallo right down the middle. Cleared back out through the skates of O'Connell. Foot race for Martel, who's able to get back and cut off a lane to the net. As it's dropped off into the circle for Betancourt. He's checked in back of the cage by Martel. It's up to the point here for a shot, but we're going to get a whistle as the net got bumped off behind Donovan. There was some pushing out in front. Logan Piasecki, the big winger around the net, trying to establish position. Highlanders move this puck wing to wing to Diallo. After getting that whistle in their own zone, Diallo in on the forecheck. Trying to get to that puck. Reaching in with the stick. Avoided a tripping penalty as it came free. Costa will play it in deep off the boards. It's moved away from Diallo. And now away from Antonelli off the boards. Piasecki was checked by O'Connell. Costa coming back for the puck. Sends it up off Diallo's stick. Wolves have possession here. Broken up at the line. Andolito couldn't get a steal as O'Connell trying to slow down Salarina. Those two bouncing off of each other. As Arena takes it and turns right back in. High rising shot there, goes wide, stick side. Highlanders were trying to make a change as Arena sends it off the backside of the net. It gets caught up into the apron, and Highlanders will get another whistle inside their own zone. A big collision inside the line saw Brian O'Connell go down as he was able to slow Arena off of that hit. Salarina came right back in. Couldn't find the short side corner as Candolino finds DiCarlo. He's checked off all the way into the corner. Doe across the high slot away from Candolino, who gets it back here. Trying to escape a check. The puck came into the middle. It's sent back out. Arena's pass was behind Simmons. And an offside here on the Wolves. taken off the draw. Kicked at by Candolino. He couldn't get it through to DiCarlo, as the Wolves will dump this in. Played off the boards and back to the point for a shot that was gunned over the net by Braden Slager. This one will dribble in wide from the far point. Grabbed by Arena. His turnaround try is held onto by Colin Donovan. First puck to really get through to the net. And Donovan square to the shot, coming off of the stick of Sal Arena, who's had a few bites at the apple already in this game. Missed to the short side and an opportunity walking in with a lot of space and a lot of time. This puck played in, Donovan the save, and he sweeps the rebound away. On that quick offering from Patrick Winward. He's going to get back onto this puck and play it away from Martel. Highlanders have it. It's back up to the near side, held in by Slager. Shot goes off of Antonelli's stick. Martel in deep. Trying to battle Winward off the puck. It's up on the back side of the net. Highlanders able to scrape it free into space. Big hit there. Marco Lewis was pinched off of the puck as that point shot blocked back out to center ice. Wolf will dump back in. Martel to the puck first. Trying to send it up the strong side. A lot of bodies there. Antonelli gets to it. Does just enough to clear as Lewis will snap it in deep. Changes being made with under 7 minutes to go as it's turned over inside the line. Candolino has it. Dangling in. Here's an opportunity right on DiCarlo. And the first big save for Michael Dango, who hasn't seen much here in this first period, ready for a point-blank opportunity. As the Wolves give it away to Pasquale Candolino inside the zone, and he nearly set up Ben DiCarlo for the game's opening goal, as the Highlanders had to wait a while to register that first scoring opportunity. Won't see much better there. Right on the doorstep, Ben DiCarlo denied. As the Wolves now back in. Good work from Ryan Antonelli to block the pass from Piasecki, who has it here again, trying to center once more. This time Shane Doe on the cancellation. Sees it played up the boards. Braden Hart was checked. Trying to fight his way up the wall. Hart to the line, able to get past a check, and now he's got some room. Hart, long shot in on goal, and it's no trouble as Mango will cover that up off the stick. And that's the effort that the Highlanders want to see and need to see from Braden Hart. It starts in the defensive end. They need him to be a leader there first, helping out this young group, the junior forward. When you make plays on defense, it can allow for you to then transition to offense, and that's really where his game is at. He's got the speed and he's got the shot. Islanders need him to use more of that as he has the puck here across the line, trying to hand it off to DiCarlo. Couldn't get to it. It was behind him the whole way. Conway ended up getting the stick on him. As the Highlanders make changes, Candolino back to pick up this puck in his own zone, trying to start forward, but he gives the puck away. Dangerously here as it's backhanded towards goal. Walsh couldn't get it through. It was blocked down in front by the Highlanders. Held in, though, at the point for a drive that goes wide, stick side. On the pinch, Conway. In deep for Walsh, who's checked there by Candolino. Puck comes all the way around the wall. Simmons couldn't get to it. Arena, stick checked by Candolino. Highlanders will drill it down and take the icing here with 5:08 to go in the first period. Feeling some of the pressure there, that top line for the Wolves, which started this game out. Continuing to string together some shifts here in the attacking zone. Ryan Walsh out there with Sal Arena, and Brody Simmons, they'll remain out there. As this puck taken away, and it could be an opportunity. Shane Doe one-on-one with a shot there, blocked aside as Conway was the lone man back. Never let Doe get into a shooting lane as Diallo steals, and a high floater in on goal is picked off by Mango. Had time to play it. Highlanders weren't sending anyone towards goal, and Mango opted to play that puck safe. You can hear Coach Capazzo emphasizing to his team that need to get bodies towards the net. As Diallo is muscled off into the corner there by Slager. Simmons trying to take it off the boards. Nice play by Antonelli as a shot comes in from Costa. Nice stop with the left hand by Dango rather, excuse me. Michael Dango getting some work in with that glove hand. Antonelli, who set up that last chance, will try and work his way down the boards, but a good check from Slager. Puck turned over now and sent nearly towards the crease. Costa still fighting for it. It's moved out by the Wolves across the red line. They're slowed down there. That was Jackson Ferreira. He's trying to get himself back defensively. Costa off the skates of Diallo. It's picked up here. Antonelli couldn't stick handle through. Good stick lift there from Ryan Walsh coming back. As Betancourt being checked by Candolino around the net. Candolino stays with him. And Pasquale comes away with the puck as he'll cross over the red line looking for a long shot, but that's off the skates of Slager and wide. Islanders getting some chances here in the later portions of this first period, but we're scoreless from the vet. As this puck is poked along by Slager. Up to the far side, Highlanders holding in along the blue line. Martel couldn't pinch as Hart throws a hit in on to Betancourt that's going to prompt a penalty here. Wolves are going on to the power play. As Hart went just a bit low on that hit out in neutral ice, and with 3:19 to go in the first, Nashoba Tech is going to get the games, or rather not. No, indeed. I saw two players skating to the penalty box at first, but it's the Highlanders that are going to be guilty of the penalty. Braden Hart will sit for 2 minutes. Highlanders have counted on their special teams this season to either keep them in games from a defensive standpoint or provide them offense. Maybe a chance for some offense here. Shorthanded, Shane Doe shooting, and that comes in and out of the glove of Michael Dango. Good start to the penalty kill here as the Wolves want to stretch the ice out here, but they're offside as Salarina was entangled with one of the Highlanders in behind the play and never had the time to tag back up as Shane Doe was moving up the ice shorthanded for that opportunity that forced Dango into making the save. Important penalty kill here for the Highlanders late in this first period. As Simmons trying to split defenders. Simmons to the net, took it strong, and Donovan able to make the save. Didn't know where the puck was. He looked around, but he had it in his pads as Brody Simmons splitting through the defense there, trying to do it himself on the power play, and Colin Donovan. Big save there to shut him down as Arena's face-off win is going to come all the way back down. And from the Wolves zone, Dango sends a pass ahead that Arena couldn't field cleanly. Highlanders grab possession of the puck. Shane Doe will clear it off the glass and back down. Just over a minute to go on this power play. As Nolan Mann will swing it across to an open wing. Arena trying to get past Kyle Antonelli. He'll turn along the boards as it's drifted back up to the point. Man along the line. Puck's going to leave the zone, and the Wolves have to regroup. With 45 to go on the power play. Good stick from DiCarlo. Breaking things up out in neutral ice. That allows for Kyle Antonelli to get the clear. Puck played off the boards. Simmons denied at the line there. Good cancellation and clear by Martel with 25 to go in the kill. Islanders doing a good job to be disruptive here, not allowing things to go forward for this Wolves power play as Simmons has to pick this puck up, stopping behind his own net, looking to break out of his own zone. Waywardly hands this puck off. Wazowski's pass taken away and cleared out. Highlanders back to even strength. Hart is out of the box. Good work on that clear by Reese Tierney, as Tierney's back defending this opportunity as the puck came through his skates. Across the crease and wide, it's up to the point. Long shot in, stopped by Donovan. The rebound was there, and the net was open. But Betancourt unable to put that into the open side as he's tied up now along the far boards. Highlanders come away with possession. Hart at the line. Checks his man to the ice, but he couldn't come away with the puck as the Wolves almost opening the scoring here late. The net was open for Logan Betancourt, but he couldn't stash it as man will dump this in. Nearly stolen at the side of the net. Highlanders had to get back in close quarters as Candolino with under 20 tries his luck from distance. That was blocked down. He'll track it into the corner before Rosowski threw the shoulder into him. Ryan Antonelli will tap it around for Candolino with 5 seconds to go in the period. Piasecki will play it into the middle, and the Wolves will dump it back down the ice to end the first period here scoreless. Some chances for both teams. For the Highlanders, it took them a little bit longer before they could test Michael Dango and the Wolves in this game, but some opportunities that forced him into making some saves. A critical penalty kill late in the first period to keep the game scoreless for the Highlanders, who got some big saves from Colin Donovan. Neither team yet finding the back of the net, as we'll take our first break here from the vet. Back for period number 2 in a couple of moments as you're watching Highlander hockey on Somerville Ed TV. We welcome you back here inside the Veterans Memorial Ice Arena from Somerville, Massachusetts. On Somerville Ed TV, Tyler Aragao, happy to be with you this evening, where the Highlanders and Wolves of Nashoba Tech do battle. Entering here in this second period scoreless after an opening 15 that saw both teams exchange chances at each other's nets. For the Wolves, you could say the advantage would be in their possession and time of attack. They had a couple of shifts where the Highlanders were put onto their back foot defensively. A late stand on the penalty kill should give the Highlanders some momentum from a defensive standpoint. They got a big save from Colin Donovan after Brody Simmons was able to knife his way through a couple different defenders and break in on net. At the other end for Michael Dango, the senior. A couple of opportunities that the Highlanders were able to get later on in the period. Shane Doe had a look at him short-handed, that he was able to come up with a glove save. Highlanders in a good spot here entering this second period as we're back underway. Looking to see who's gonna blink first here tonight from the vet. As it's dumped back in off the glass, Shane Doe will move it around to the far side. Braden Hart saw the hit coming as it's up to the point for a shot. It deflects off the stick wide to the right shoulder of Donovan. Another long shot in off the boards, a lively hop. Nolan Mann sent it off the end boards, and it came right back out in front as it's collected here by the Highlanders and brought out of the zone with some urgency by Ben DiCarlo. DiCarlo, nice move into the circle, takes the shot, fought off, and a rebound there. Dango, 2 saves as he stops DiCarlo, and then Candolino in close. Nifty move by Ben DiCarlo on the move, using his speed there to then stop up and get the shot away quickly to the short side. 2 good saves from Dango in succession. Off the draw, Lewis tried to get the puck over to Costa as Antonelli couldn't hold it in. Now back down the ice, Zach Gagnon looks to center. He had Piasecki going to goal, but the Highlanders do a good job to break that up. That's Reese Tierney out there defensively with Caden Martell. As the Highlanders try and get the forecheck going, it's chipped off the glass away from Martell, thrown out of the zone by Piasecki, and that'll be a hand pass on the Wolves. Highlanders doing a good job to get back there after Kyle Antonelli couldn't hold it in at the near point. Zach Gagnon trying to lead a rush for the Wolves the other way, and he had numbers going to goal. Good sticks from Tierney and Matt Costa coming back as well. Two young players. It's a shot from Candolino off the draw. Went just wide. Ryan Antonelli dumps it back in. Nashoba Tech in possession. Good work from Shane Doe there to step up on his man. Mason Delano trying to get by. As up the far side, they couldn't spring Ethan Lewis. As now it's dumped in cleanly. Shane Doe is back. Playing it up in open wing. Candolino trying to go backwards. Almost had that puck picked off as Ferreira, dumping that back in and around the glass. Highlanders have it. Getting it up to the line. Ferreira keeps and fires off his own man, and then a backhand try from the slot. Pushed back into the corner. Taken out by Candolino. Being bothered there. Candolino will backhand in off of Dango. Sent around the boards. Lewis couldn't clear as this pops up into the air off a shin pad. Held in at the line for a shot deflecting in on goal, and a good stop by Dango. He's got it in his glove as Ben DiCarlo got a touch onto that and made the save. Just a little bit more challenging for Michael Dango, who was positionally sound in his crease to make the save and hang on. Highlanders trying to get that traffic to the net in the form of bodies that Coach Capazzo was really emphasizing on back in the first period. Wolves are on the move. Arena onside, bottom of the circle, trying to drop that off, and it almost deflected in. That was Matt Costa on the back check, who nearly put that back onto his own goaltender. It just went wide to the near post. As this puck comes up the boards. Shot in wide, stick side. Martel will hustle over. He's got some room to get up to the red line. Was challenged there by Conway. Now Diallo knocks a man down to the ice, but it's Conway coming away with the puck. Islanders can't get it deep, so it's given back up. Costa trying to cut in. He ran into Kareem Diallo. Now the Highlanders need to get back here. Simmons might have a step. Trying to center that. He got the puck across for a backhand try. That was stopped by Donovan and then cleared from the crease. Highlanders are offside. Almost getting burned in transition. Donovan able to make that save, moving across from right to left, and the puck sitting behind him. Right there in the blue ice, the Highlanders had to get back to clear the crease. Simmons and Arena nearly teaming up there for the opening goal. Another close shave for the Highlanders, who will hold this puck in. Braden Hart couldn't get towards the middle as a try here from the point, deflected just wide by DiCarlo. One hand on that tip. As Candolino gets it up to the point, Doe returns for Candolino. Shifting out high, Candolino the shot, kicked aside. And a good save by Dango, who got a good look onto that shot. This long stretch pass, no icing. Iaseki around the net, looks to center, it's into the slot. Islanders were back there, good work from Candolino. As Doe's pass was behind everybody, and it's offside as Hart couldn't slow down at the line. Wolves have been trying to get some players in behind the defense of the Highlanders. Logan Piasecki got a stick to that to negate an icing, and then almost set up Zach Gagnon right out in front. Puck just rolled on his backhand as this puck was given away. Islanders with a dangerous play there as they're able to clear it out to center. And we get a whistle and a stoppage here for a hand pass as Costa had gloved that puck down. Faceoff's going to come down towards Colin Donovan, who just a few moments ago thwarted the Wolves of what looked to be the opening goal in this game. Nearly 5 minutes into this second period. Still no score from the vet, as Caden Martell is feeling the pressure, but is able to step through it. Martell all the way down the right wing side. Finally checked off the puck, but he made sure to get a piece of his man there as he flattened Braden Slager. Wolves dump back in, but they're offside. Highlanders have some time here to move up the ice. Martell active on that last rush. Tried to send it through to Antonelli, who just kept it in there at the line. Antonelli takes his shoulder there into the corner, trying to keep his feet moving around the net. Backhands it up to the point. Shane Doe with a wrister that gets through, and Dango able to see that cleanly into the glove. Highlanders will get the attacking zone draw, but it's back by Arena. Ferreira away from Candelino. Walsh gives the puck away. Candelino on the backhand gave it right back to Walsh, as the Highlanders can't hold the point. Another offside whistle as the Highlanders look to get a gift there on a turnover. And Candelino had the puck on his forehand. Thought he had maybe a teammate open in that near side circle, but instead he gave the puck right back to Ryan Walsh, who had originally given it away. As the Wolves will look to break out, that was touched off the stick of Arena. Around the net of Donovan. Arena with this puck to the outside, looking over his options. He'll swing it around through the corners. Walsh from a sharp angle off of Simmons' stick and wide. DiCarlo was checked. Highlanders up the boards. Off a stick, but not out. Simmons has it and fires just wide, stick side. Highlanders get this puck out to safety. Ben DiCarlo had it checked off of his stick. Outlet there for Walsh. Walsh, high shot off the mask of Donovan. Waved at it there with a glove and instead took it off the face. As it's up to the point, shot redirected just wide. A cruising tip there from Betancourt, who looks to have it here behind the net. Islanders checked him off the puck, but it's held in far side for a shot redirected just wide. Trying to keep the zone here, as Doe cannot skate out. Walsh into the circle. They look to go across the slot, but it was broken up. Held in at the line by Rosowski and taken around the net by Walsh. Islanders in some trouble here as it's Gagnon now up to the point. Rosowski into the slot. Walsh, stick handling, trying to get to the forehand. Shot was blocked off to Carlo and into the screen as relentless pressure from the Wolves doesn't see them get anything through. And with 7:40 to go, the Highlanders can catch their breath here in this second period as it remains scoreless. With Nashoba Valley Tech trying to change that here. You can start to feel things maybe shift on shifts like that, as off the draw, a shot knuckles into the goal. And the Wolves are going to break open the ice with 7:36 to go in the second. Yaseki's going to lead the line as that puck changed directions off that shot. And it beat Donovan over the left hand to give Nashoba Tech the 1-0 lead. That was a face-off won by Logan Betancourt. And a quick shot that changed directions. As this puck played across, and Donovan comes up with a big save there to deny Piasecki of a second. He's had a couple of those already tonight, moving across his crease. That's a big save. As the Wolves were Looking to expand the lead as here comes Betancourt around Martel into the circle with a high rising shot that went wide, blocker side. Yaseki with that goal off the face-off win, and he nearly had a second one on that cross-crease pass. As this long point shot through traffic well wide, Donovan never looked like he saw it. As Slager sends it around the net. Wolves starting to build off of things here now with the 1-0 lead as that pass across the line leaves the zone. Wolves trying to make some changes here at the bench as they'll go offside in the process. So the Highlanders down a goal now in this game as the Wolves find themselves with a 1-0 lead on the goal from Logan Piasecki. Shot back in, and it comes right back out in front. Donovan had to react there with the right pad as Nolan Mann jumped all over his own rebound there as it came right back into the slot. Wolves have it here out high. A long shot from Marina was punched aside by Donovan. Played towards the side of the net, deflected just wide by Simmons, who gets it back, trying to center for Walsh. Puck dribbling in towards the crease. Donovan down with the pads, able to make the save and cover as the Highlanders getting themselves backed up into their own goal here. Puck's being played into some dangerous areas, and this has been a trio for Nashoba Tech that has been all over things in the attacking zone with Arena, Walsh, and Simmons. Looking to break through and help the Wolves add to their lead here. It's Arena in on the forecheck. He steals the puck and centers. Simmons the shot. A good save down low by Donovan. Wrapped around the boards. Highlanders cannot get it out still as it's into the corner. Arena, or rather Walsh, trying to center, but that goes off the stick of O'Connell and out of play. Highlanders get another reprieve here with the whistle, but they're still stuck here inside their own zone. Things have been feeling more the way of the Wolves here in this second period, especially over the last few shifts. Highlanders need to find an answer. As Costa pushed back off the draw, Simmons tried to take it right to the net as it rolls back out in front, and Martel can just clear on the backhand. This will lead to an icing here. Highlanders are going to make another personnel change here with another defensive zone draw coming up. Highlanders take control off the draw. They look to clear off the window, but it's held in by Mann. Now they have it. Big hit there at the line, but it frees the puck up. Here's Costa now with a shot. Wide to the short side. Held in at the line. Shot off of Costa sticking wide. He gets knocked down behind the net. A couple of bodies go down there. The Highlanders a bit late to the party. As Costa's checked there by Delano. Puck tied up in front of the Somerville bench, and the Wolves will come away with it here. Mann had that intercepted. Marco Lewis stood up on a hit. Shane Doe, though, plays it into space. The captain looks to center, and he had a man at the front of the net, but Antonelli couldn't get the stick down. Antonelli will sweep it back in. Candolino trying to poke it back towards the corner. Mann has it, and he'll clear it out through the air. This is going to travel back down on goal. No icing. Donovan will keep the play moving. Walsh fresh onto the ice. Off the skates of Doe, he could not center. Walsh has it here again from out of the corner, turning and shooting. That deflects wide off his stick. Simmons swings it around. Arena off his stick. Hart trying to get the steal. Puck's just going to come outside the line. Wolves will reset. Playing keep away from the Highlanders. They'll shoot back in wide of Donovan. Walsh gets to the bounce first. Sends it wide through the crease. Another puck. Played back in deep here. Ryan Walsh in back of the net for Arena. He's checked by Tierney. Simmons back up to the point. Slager, long shot deflecting in. Stopped by Donovan. Islanders get it up towards the line. They get it across thanks to Candolino. That's as far as they can go. As Shane Doe looking for an entry point here, trying to get in. Doe to the net, stopped by Dango. And he squeezes the knees as Shane Doe fighting his way down the right wing side, trying to go 5-hole there. And the Highlanders look to their captain for offensive inspiration. He nearly got one through, but with 2:57 to go in the second, Nashoba Tech still with the 1-0 lead as off the draw, they'll take possession. It's around to an open side. Piasecki, the goal scorer. That's the puck out. It was into Betancourt's skates and then lifted up into the protective netting. Puck taken off the draw. Steered around the net and played up to the point. It'll work its way out and force Martel into a foot race here, back into his own zone. He gets it up to the line and just out of the zone. Piasecki could not keep the puck in, and the play ultimately blown dead for offside. Faceoff's going to come just outside the Highlander blue line here late in this second period. Only one goal in this game so far. As this puck is dug out by Matt Costa. He'll gain the line before eating a shoulder there on a good hit from James Conway. Kareem Diallo, though, with the puck back up to the point. Long shot. Bit too high there from Tierney. It got knocked down in front as a wraparound bid there was denied at the near post. Kyle Antonelli almost stuffed that in as the Highlanders send it back in deep, trying to retrieve here. Wolves clear off the boards and off the skate of Tierney. It kicks now for Betancourt, who fires. That was stopped by Donovan. Rebound was there, picked up by Piasecki. And back up to the point where Conway uses the glass to get it back in deep. A centering feed, angled up and out off a stick. Buck and a half to go, second period. Dumped back in by the Wolves. Shane Doe. Back to check Piasecki up against the boards. He's got the size advantage on Doe. As Gagnon comes in and knocks one of the Highlanders down. Candolino might have a gap here, trying to split defenders. Candolino to the net, and he was shut down by Dango. Highlanders having to fight through contact to get to goal. Players like Doe and Candolino capable of doing it as a point shot here, blocked down in front. Nolan Mann stepped into that. He was getting tied up by the stick of DiCarlo. As this puck bounces free, and now Piasecki's in. He'll fire, and Donovan makes the save. Point blank as Martel comes back and crashes one of the Wolves into the post. A big save in the final minute from Colin Donovan, but we'll see if anything comes out of the post-hit scrum. With bodies trying to get that puck free. A massive stop from Donovan on Logan Piasecki, who's had a couple of chances here to add to his goal total. He's the only goal scorer so far in this game. Nobody being booked after that. As a shot off the draw is kicked aside by Donovan. Good look from Walsh. Wolves back in their own zone. Trying to thread this puck through. It was intended for Simmons. Instead, it finds Walsh, who nearly sent it through. Knocked down by Doe. Now look out here from the slot. Arena, a turnaround bid. Stopped off the right shoulder of Donovan. Another big save from the freshman here in the final minute. Highlanders not out of danger here. Final seconds of the period. Walsh opening up, firing, knocked down off the blocker of Donovan. Highlanders will melt it down here in the corner. Fortunate to be down only by a goal through 2 periods of play. They had a couple of chances again late in the period. Shane Doe and Pasquale Candolino trying to get through Michael Dango, who's holding up through 2 periods of play, as the lone goal from Logan Piasecki. The only offense so far here from the vet, as Nashoba Tech leads Somerville 1-0 through 2 periods of play, as we get set to make the turn for home here from Somerville, where the Highlanders trail the Wolves 1-0. We'll be back for the 3rd period in just a few moments here. You're watching Highlander hockey on Somerville Ed TV. We are back here inside the Veterans Memorial Ice Arena from Somerville, Massachusetts, where the 3rd and final period is set to start here between the Highlanders and the Vikings of Nashoba Valley Technical High School. We had a bit of a mix-up, you could say, with our game program, I suppose, with the 2 different high schools there. So it was Nashoba Regional and the Wolves that was printed out. But this is indeed Nashoba Valley Tech and the Vikings, and it's the Vikings who have the 1-0 lead through 2 periods of play here in what's been a tightly played game between them and the Highlanders. This is a team in Nashoba Tech that scores just over 3 goals per game. They've scored 61 goals in 18 games played this season. The Highlanders have been able to keep them to just the 1 here through 30 minutes of play. The only problem is for Somerville trying to solve this Vikings defense and that play of senior goaltender Michael Dango, who, when called upon, has come through with some pretty good-looking stops. He had one off a redirect from Ben DiCarlo right on the doorstep, and then a couple of chances off the rush that he was able to stop from Shane Doe and Pasquale Candolino late in that 2nd period. Logan Piasecki with the only goal of the game so far, the junior forward out of Greater Lowell. And he had some chances in that 2nd period to add to that total. As we are back underway here at the vet, do the Highlanders have it in them to try and get this game evened up at 1? They've been able to find some success here this season, this rebuilding season, on home ice. As a shot snapped in on goal. A good save by Donovan. Ryan Walsh testing him there as Simmons delivers a big hit on Candolino, as those 2 pop right back up. Held in at the point. Shot gets in off the stick of Donovan. Rebound back to the near side. Ryan Rosowski sends it off the end boards. Candolino trying to squeeze past a hit. Couldn't escape the zone as Salarina, who's been all over things here, banks it back up to the point. Rosowski shooting through traffic, and Donovan able to make that save, cradling the puck up along his chest. That has been a trio all night long that the Highlanders have had a hard time containing, with Walsh, Arena, and Simmons out there on the ice. And Brody Simmons made a big hit along the far side on Pasquale Candolino to help the Vikings keep that pressure applied. As Antonelli finds Kareem Diallo open on the wing. Diallo looking towards goal, poked away by Dango. Now back out high for a shot that got through. Caden Martell trying his luck from distance, and it went off the pads of Dango and into the corner. Highlanders along the boards trying to win a battle. Diallo in deep with Antonelli. It's moved off the boards. It deflects out through center ice. Martell couldn't get there before Betancourt, who shoots in. Lively bounce off the end boards. It was played off the side of the net. Piasecki up to the point. Sleeger was looking for a tip across the slot. He couldn't get one. Diallo gets tripped up along the far side, and the Highlanders are going to get a power play here, their first of the game, with 13:19 to go in the 3rd, and down by 1 as Kareem Diallo gets his feet moving and helps to draw the tripping penalty. Islanders got a big penalty kill back in the 1st period, and we talked then how special teams have really been a boon for this Highlanders team throughout the season. And they get a lift here on the power play as the Vikings look to break out shorthanded. Good work from Candolino to break up Simmons. as it's wrapped around for DiCarlo. Highlanders power play starting from behind Donovan, as DiCarlo will go across for Shane Doe. Now Kyle Antonelli to hand off. Candolino stops up. He's able to escape most of a hit. Out high, Candolino with a pass just underneath the stick of Hart. He'll guide it back up to the point. Doe across. Candolino has it here to the outside. Shot deflecting into the slot away from Antonelli. It's swatted back into the corner. DiCarlo in back of the net. Looking things over. He'll once again guide it out high. Candolino for Hart. And back. Candolino now shooting, and that was blocked down to a knee by Simmons. Highlanders recover the puck. Under a minute to go on the power play. Hart to the outside. Antonelli couldn't get there, and it's cleared. Candolino quickly up to the wing for DiCarlo. He's got a couple of trailers there, but opted to take the shot, and it's blocked off the stick of Slager. And out of play with 43 seconds left in the man advantage here for the Highlanders. Kyle Antonelli will come off the ice. Kareem Diallo is going to come on the ice. DiCarlo directing traffic here before he digs in. And instead, it's going to be Braden Hart, who cannot win the draw against Betancourt. Islanders able to get this puck back up to Doe, walking along the line. Shane Doe shooting off the stick of Dango. It got all the way through, as it is cleared back down off the glass. And look out here. Walsh trying to toe drag, and it's broken up by Hart. It was the last line of defense there for the Highlanders. Still on the power play for 20 seconds, as they cannot gain the line there. Broken up by Betancourt and then brought back in offside by Shane Doe. Islanders still shorthanded still on the power play rather, for 14 more seconds. Face-off coming outside the Viking zone. Costa's tossed from the draw. Betancourt loses it to Antonelli as the Highlanders will dump it in. Vikings get to it first. Came away from Costa. Antonelli was battling for it as it's cleared off the glass. Past Caden Martell. Teams are back to even strength as Ryan Antonelli back to lay the hit. It's chipped around the boards. Marco Lewis tries to staple his man there as the Highlanders look to free this puck. Simmons comes in and sends it on around. Simmons in back of the net, looking for options, trying to kick to the stick. Martell able to step forward and clear as Candolino trying to get around Ferreira. Candolino shot right on, is punched out by Dango. Candolino has been able to get some looks in this game, as has Ben DiCarlo. And if the Highlanders are to get a goal in this game, it's likely to be off of one of their sticks. At least in terms of the forward. Shane Doe, always a threat to score. Islanders still in just a one-shot game here, 1-0 as we've played nearly 5 minutes into this third period. Vikings are on the move as Donovan had to clear that puck away from Simmons, once again bearing down. Slager will go D to D as Arena kicks this puck into the zone. Tierney gets bodied off the puck there. Sal Arena waiting for some help. He's got Ryan Walsh in there to free this puck. As Walsh into the circle, backhand try, Donovan the save, and then he swept that puck away. With an opening there on the stick side as the Highlanders once again can't clear. Walsh into the circle, shooting, Donovan the save, and he covers up on the rebound. Puck's not getting out of the zone, and that's been a problem all season long for the Highlanders. Ryan Walsh continues to buzz around in the attacking zone. Donovan able to shut him down as Iaseki up to the point, a swing and a miss. And now Diallo might have a step. Kareem Diallo to the net, and a shoulder save by Dango. As the rebound popped up and landed in back of the net, they'll fight for it here. And a four-player pile-up to a side as they lock it up along the kick plate. It's finally kicked free by Nolan Mann. Up to the point and held in by Antonelli. All the way around as the Vikings get it clear. The Highlanders shoot right back in. What a chance for the freshman, Kareem Diallo. Taking advantage of a giveaway there at the attacking line. The Vikings on a fanning shot. Sent Diallo in, and Dango, who stops that long shoot in off of his stick. Using his big frame there, the senior getting all of the right shoulder onto that shot as the Highlanders trying to center it here. It's swept away from the side of the net by Dango. Slager gets it up the boards, and now it's moved middle as Gagnon had his shot blocked down. Hit off the legs of Chris Pereira, as now this puck nearly played in off of Donovan, who had fallen backwards in his net and still somehow made the save there with the left pad. Hart reaching for this puck as the Highlanders trying to get a turnover perhaps forced. Instead, Slager will backhand it in. Donovan had to reach out with the stick as it's up the boards for Candolino. And now Hart across the line, low shot. Stick save for Dango, and the rebound picked up by Mann. Trying to turn his own goal. Puck checked off of his stick, but recovered by Walsh. DeCarlo couldn't find it in his feet as he gets tied up and goes down there with Arena. It's Simmons now in back of the net, ragging this puck along. Got into the feet of Candolino. Simmons turns and has that blocked out to center off the shin pads of the Highlanders senior. Driven back in by Simmons off of Donovan. Highlanders get this puck ahead for Kyle Antonelli. He'll stop up along the boards, waiting for help. Dumped in deep for Candolino. 7 minutes to go here in the third. Highlanders still down a goal here as this puck will skip out to center. Grabbed and brought back in. Antonelli to the outside, checked by Conway. Ryan Antonelli couldn't hold it in as it's sent down the ice. Kareem Diallo will pick it back up. Diallo getting out of his own zone. On for Antonelli. Antonelli with a shot deflecting in off the pads of Dango. Rebound out high. Doe shooting, and a glove save by Dango, who had to pick that up through a little bit of traffic and from distance. But he went around the world with a glove there to make the save on Shane Doe with 6:25 to go in the third, as the Highlanders here in this third period have found ways to press back, knowing this is just a one-shot game, trying to get something to go through Michael Dango. As this is kept in at the line by Doe. Cleared out on the second effort. Back to Ryan Antonelli, who goes in deep across the red line. Or maybe not, they say. I thought Ryan Antonelli was perhaps right at the center ice dot, but the linesman had the arm up for icing. Face off back into the Highlanders zone. As they will make some changes here. Ethan Lewis going to win the draw against DeCarlo. Candolino pushes this puck out, and now it's Hart into space. Hart shooting just wide, stick side. He had Candolino going to goal, but not much of an option to pass, and Hart didn't miss that opportunity to the stick side by much. As DeCarlo weaving his way in, bumped off the puck. Now Hart from a tight angle sent that shot wide as Iaseki now on the move, getting that puck through. He's got numbers going to goal, but he couldn't thread the pass through Martel's skates. Candolino back up the ice for Hart. Long shot, stopped, rebound was there, but Candolino couldn't get himself free. He was tied up there by Jackson Ferreira. And that may have saved a goal as the rebound off the far pad came perfectly into the direction of Pasquale Candolino. As the Vikings hold it here, a shot goes off Costa's thick and wide. At Costa. Clears out past Candolino's stick, and this is going to be icing with under 5 minutes to go in the third. Another face-off back down towards Colin Donovan. But another chance at the other end of the ice for the Highlanders, who have seemingly saved their best for last here from an offensive standpoint. A good bulk of their chances in this game have come here in this third period. And that drive from Braden Hart, a good shot with purpose, generating a rebound that the Highlanders just couldn't get to. As Shane Doe driving in here, plays that across the crease and wide, nobody home as Antonelli left it there at center. He couldn't dump the puck in, and now look out, Simmons has a step to the net and a head-high shot. Just missed by inches. Islanders breaking down a bit there in neutral ice. And they dodge one. As Martel, or Antonelli rather, is locked up with Walsh. Did a good job to muscle that puck out to center ice as the Vikings will chip it back down the boards. This should be an icing, and it will be. Zowski was behind the red line there, and the Highlanders are going to get an attacking zone face-off. Trying to get this game tied up at 1. Stalemate, and DiCarlo couldn't come away with the puck. As trying to split defenders back up the ice was Nolan Mann, the defenseman. As Simmons comes over and lays another booming hit. Hart went into the boards and lost his stick. It's back to the bench feeling that one as it's dug out and brought ahead by Martel. Across the line, Marco Lewis with a shot, and that's blocked up and out of play. Mason Delano getting back there defensively to get a stick to that shot as Braden Hart got walloped back in his own zone. A big hit coming again from Brody Simmons, who has gotten a couple of the Highlanders here tonight on a few clean, hard, legal hits. Lewis off the draw, fighting for it. It comes up to Simmons, and now Ryan Walsh. He'll try his luck there, getting a rebound off Donovan. The puck back towards the Highlander goaltender. As the referees lose sight of it there was a maze of players in front of the net, with the puck getting pushed back into Donovan's crease. He never quite had it found, but the referee gives the Highlanders a whistle here. Vikings know another goal would be the dagger if they can get it. Shane Doe, of course, trying to change fortunes here for the Highlanders. His pass, though, just offside as he could not connect with Candolino, and Doe looked like he had a good head of steam up the wing there. A chance to maybe attack the defense with his speed, and knowing he had numbers going to goal. Candolino is trailing the play there just a bit too much. Gagnon shovels that puck forward. Doe returns it right back to the Vikings. Conway spins it off the boards. Doe, good read there, stepping in front of Piasecki, but he couldn't clear as it was off the referee. Now DiCarlo stands in at his line as the Vikings will dump this puck in. Around the boards it comes. Marco Lewis sends it in off of Dango. Braden Slager back to pick it up as he plays it around the boards. Conway couldn't clear through Doe. Has it here from the circle. Shot knuckles in towards Dango, who punches it aside. Puck wrapped around. Gagnon to the line. Antonelli just couldn't hold it as Slager spins into the circle. Slager shooting a high shot off the mask of Donovan. He took that one straight away as the Highlanders cleared this puck out. Chipped off the glass, knocked down by Costa, taken right back by Betancourt, who's Spun around there by Diallo. Vikings will dump this puck back in as we approach the 2-minute mark of this third period. Betancourt leaves the puck there for Simmons. Simmons lost it to Antonelli. And Diallo couldn't get a clean handle onto that puck. It's out to center ice. And sent back in off the stick of Donovan. Highlanders need to go north here. Under 2 minutes to play, down 1-0 as Martel is jostled on a hit there from Sal Arena, who caught him along the near side boards. A hip-on-hip play, it looked like. With Martel trying to get down by the boards as Arena pushed that in off the pads of Donovan. Bodies spilling past the Highlander goaltender as it's off the stick of Walsh. Out high for a drive, stopped by Donovan. Rebound there, and Donovan got over. Somehow scrambling to his left to take away a chance from Simmons in tight. And Brody Simmons has been all over the attacking zone, all around the net this evening for the Vikings. This whole trio has been really. And Colin Donovan late in this third period, 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining. Still giving the Highlanders a fighting chance down by a goal. As Doe will squib this down the ice. And that'll kill 9 seconds off the clock as it's an icing on the Highlanders. Puck taken back off the draw. Shot blocked off the skates of Candelino. He gets taken down. Donovan looking towards the bench, but the Highlanders need possession of the puck. Here comes Candelino as Donovan gets the call. Highlanders get the extra skater out onto the ice, 6 skating against 5. As Hart backhands it into the corner. DiCarlo for Hart. 45 seconds to go. Vikings trying to get the clear, and they'll lift this down the ice. DiCarlo back in his own end, trying to defend against Sal Arena. As Doe backhands it around with half a minute to go, the Highlanders need to hurry. Hart for Martel. Into the slot, Antonelli shooting. That's blocked down in front and covered up by Dango, who finds it first. Far from the cleanest of entries for the Highlanders, but the puck got onto the stick of Kyle Antonelli, and he wasted no time. And Dango, with a pile of defenders out in front of him, able to locate that puck and cover. With 20 seconds to go here in this third period. And the Highlanders want to call a timeout. They want to get the personnel right with the goaltender out with the extra skater. Only 20 seconds left to work with here for the Highlanders. Trailing the Vikings of Nashoba Tech 1-0 on a second period goal that came 7:24 in from Logan Piasecki. This has been one of the closer games the Highlanders have played all season long. 20 seconds to try and salvage something from it. Highlanders have one more game left here at home from the Vet. It'll be this Wednesday coming up as they'll play host to Methuen. And then only one game left in this regular season as they'll wrap things up against the Hillies of Haverhill. That game on February the 13th, which just so happens to be a Friday the 13th here in the month of February. Coach Capazzo talking things over here with the Highlanders on what is Teachers and Staff Appreciation Night. Highlanders honoring 4 staff members prior to the game: Matt Waldman, Daniel Backman, Gino Calatuno, and Jim McGrath, all being honored by the players and the teams. Certainly want to thank them for their dedication, passion, and positive influence that they've bestowed upon the Highlander community as we break from the timeout here and get set with 20 seconds to go here from the vet. 6 skating against 5. Kyle Antonelli set to take the draw here against Sal Arena as the Highlanders win it. Back to the point. Doe shooting. He got it through, and Dango the save. Rebound played to the corner and cleared, where it's shot back down for an icing with 12 seconds to go as the Highlanders get the look off the draw, winning it back and setting up Shane Doe as the shot was through the traffic, and Michael Dango able to fight it off. Getting some help to clear the rebound is now Nashoba Tech and head coach Steve Lowney want to talk things over from a defensive standpoint here with a dozen seconds to go in what's been a great game here played by both teams at the vet. Nashoba Tech, backed by senior goaltender Michael Dango, trying to blank the Highlanders here and pick up what would be their 3rd consecutive win. They had a bit of a stretch there in late January, went 0-3-1, but have won their last 2 games since and are looking to pick up that 10th victory, which of course is massive for playoff implications. Islanders had an opportunity off the draw. Can they cook something up again? Not only did the shot get through from Shane Doe, but there was a rebound that came right back out. The Vikings were able to spike over to the corner. Both teams have used timeouts here to talk things over, and with a dozen seconds to go in the 3rd period, the Highlanders are likely going to get one last chance here off this draw if they can get it. What a finish it would be. Kyle Antonelli again to take on Sal Arena. Puck tied up in the circle. Candolino trying to get to it there, locked up into skates. 5 seconds to go. Nobody can dig this puck free. It's tied up in the circle. 2 seconds and 1, and that's going to do it as the Vikings melt it down in the circle and kill off the final 12 seconds to not even allow the Highlanders a chance for the final shot as Michael Dango picks up the shutout here on the road, and the Vikings of Nashoba Tech pick up the win in the narrowest of margins, a 1-0 final here over the Highlanders. A 2nd period tally from junior forward Logan Piasecki out of Greater Lowell. Just about 7.5 minutes into the 2nd period, the only goal of this game and the only goal that the Vikings would need to pick up their 10th victory of the season as they move to 10-8-1 with the 1-0 shutout win. The Highlanders couldn't have fought any harder here tonight. Another hard-fought effort seen here at the vet. And they could not, unfortunately, follow up that 3-2 performance, the victory that they got against Everett back here on February 6th. It was a game they were in all the way up until the very final seconds. And with Colin Donovan out for the extra skater, the Highlanders just could not muster enough to get the equalizer. Another sensational performance from the freshman in net. Colin Donovan only allows the 1 goal. But the Highlanders can't find any offense here tonight, and they fall with the loss to 3-15 as a result. As we get set to do it one more time here from the vet, that'll be this Wednesday when Methuen comes into town to close things out for the regular season home slate. The Highlanders will have one more game to go on Friday against Haverhill, but that's going to do it for us here tonight as we sign off here saying so long from Somerville, where the Highlanders fall to Nashoba Tech by a final score of 1-0. Want to thank our fantastic crew here from the vet. As always, I look forward to joining them again one last time with Todd Harmon for our finale on Wednesday. As we say so long from Somerville, you've been watching Somerville Highlander Hockey on Somerville Ed TV. Have a good evening, everybody.